How's it going, everybody? This is Top Driver. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright, so obviously, for those that know, I happen to work as a marketer right now, and being a marketer in today's society is very, very challenging because when you're trying to promote a product, you have to reach out to as many people that are following your organization or company as possible to try to encourage them to either try their product or come out and see one of their shows, like for example, the organization that I work at New Jersey Symphony. But in order to do that, you have to do it efficiently and effectively. However, sometimes there are just some things that can ruin an entire marketing campaign right away. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest marketing mistakes that you can make. I'm utilizing my experience to display some of what I think are the mistakes that you need to avoid if you're going to effectively promote your organization or company to a large following of people. Now, these are just some of the examples just based on my experience. Of course, there are a whole bunch of other examples that are out there of mistakes that you need to avoid to become an effective marketer. But in my opinion, these are just some of the biggest mistakes that you need to avoid making. And I've narrowed it down to perhaps the 5 biggest ones that I can think of. So the first big mistake that you can make as a marketer is not having a good strategy. Now, obviously, if you're trying to promote a certain product to a certain group of people, like for example, like kids or maybe even, adults of a certain age or something like that, you need to realize some sort of strategy so that way you can be able to find a way to market to those people efficiently your particular product. And usually, most campaigns are usually failed at the very beginning because of that particular reason, because most marketers, they do not plan right how they're going to be able to effectively communicate their message to those particular people. And that's really a major problem. In order to be able to market, you need to effectively think of a really good message to be able to carry out to those certain people. Like, it's a slogan or some sort of catchphrase, so that way they can get hooked right into that particular product. Let's say it's like a new energy drink that you're actually making. In order to promote it, you need to come up with some sort of strategy, like some sort of good message that you have to promote for that particular product to those people. Like for example, you want to make a real funny commercial about it. Awesome, but you really need to find a way to make it look meaningful and also realistic as well. At least make it in a sense that it's appropriate enough that those that are hooked on it will watch it and really get a good laugh out of it, while also being encouraged to go out and try that product. Otherwise, if you don't have that message, it's going to sound really, really confusing to those particular patrons. As a result, it's going to be very hard to be able to market that product to those people, because some people, they're just only going to be in it for the commercial. They're not really going to be interested in buying that product because the message doesn't really make sense and it really doesn't relate to the actual product that's being displayed itself. So you really need to plan effectively. You gotta have to strategize, and you're also gonna have to come up with a really good message, because most marketing campaigns don't begin unless you have some sort of strategy or message. And if you don't have that, it's gonna be a major problem for you. That leads into the next major marketing mistake that you can make: not marketing it to the right people. Now, obviously, it's very important nowadays that you find the right people to market your particular product to, because there is a huge demographic of people for every certain generation, Generation X, Millennials, Gen Z, and also every generation that's going to come after us that are probably going to be very interested in this particular big thing, whether it's old, present, or even the future as well. And you need to find a way to be able to find the right people to be able to market your product. So let's say you're promoting a popular cereal for kids, like you want to promote this new brand of cereal that you want to get kids to try. Well, you're going to need to market it to kids that are most likely either in preschool or maybe elementary school, middle school, stuff like that, because those are going to be the people that you're going to want to market that product to. Or in the case of my organization, or New Jersey Symphony, you want to market all of your concerts that you're doing in classical music to a certain group of people. Most likely, it will most likely be those that are either the baby boomers or the Generation X, or maybe the early millennials or something like that. Those would be the people that you will most likely want to target to. But at the same time, try to find a way to see if you can attract those that are in Gen Z or younger generations as well. Bring them into the fold, so that way they can come see your product as well. You need to find the exact people that you need to be able to market that particular product. You can't just go willy-nilly and try to figure out, hey, let's throw everything all together at once and see if this sticks. No, you need to market a product to a certain demographic of people. Narrow it down to that one focus, and when that works, then try to expand on it from there. And that's usually something that we do at New Jersey Symphony. Focus on one area first and move on to the next one once it starts to work. work. Otherwise, if you try to just go all in at once and try and market to as many people as possible and really just try to promote to everybody, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, hey, I really want to try it. And then others that are going to look like, I really don't know. I don't know what this is about. And it's really going to create a really confusing message that you're going to send to those people. So always make sure that you're finding the exact amount of people needed, so that way you can market your product efficiently. The next mistake that you can make is consistency. You need to find a way to be consistent in regards to messaging your particular product or organization, because if you're going to get people to try your product or come out to a certain event or concert or something like that, you need to find a way to be able to not only just consistently but also efficiently market that product as well. As a digital marketer, obviously one of the things that we usually have to do is that, like, let's say you're promoting a product or something like that, you would have to email at least maybe 2 or 3 times a week to that particular group of people that would be interested in it. And you would probably have to continue doing that for multiple weeks, every single week, because you want to keep those patrons interested. You want to keep them engaged. And if you're not continuously emailing them your product or even getting them to try it out as well, it's going to make it very hard for them to be able to remain subscribed to that particular organization or come out and try their product as well. Not only that, you also got to consistently message your product through, ads as well. You got to have to put them on newspapers as well. You got to put them out on your website as well. And you also got to even promote it on TV as well, even radio ads as well, and digital ads too. You need to effectively find a way to consistently get your product promoted on those particular methods of media, as well as those other methods of marketing as well, because that's going to be how you're going to be able to get your message out to those people. If you want to be able to do that, you need to have a good amount of vendors with you, because obviously those are going to be your best friends. And if you're able to utilize them efficiently, you're going to be able to consistently get your message out to that certain amount of people and continue to grow your base as well. If you don't, you're going to be stuck with just a certain group of people, and it's going to be very hard for you to be able to expand your following from there. The fourth one is actually a series of mistakes that you make, and that's digital marketing mistakes. Now, as a digital marketer myself, obviously I have to deal with a whole lot of ways to be able to try to market my certain product to those particular people, like social media or even emails and the websites as well. Especially like digital assets, like like posters and postcards and direct mail stuff and stuff like that. Those are just some of the things that you have to utilize in order to effectively market to your audience through digital and also physical means as well. But if there are certain things that can kill your campaign, is that you're not proofreading them. And so obviously, let's say like if you send out an email with a typo on it, hey, maybe people may not mind that if the rest of the email looks great. But those that are most consistently looking at those emails, if they see a whole bunch of typos in that email, or if there's like a graphic that's not looking right, or if there's a broken link on that particular email, then hey, that's going to cause a whole lot of consternation. And a lot of people are not going to be very happy about that. Or if there's like a website, let's say like, like if you're working on a website, like the first part of your website, like the front page and most of your events or some of the pages as well, they have the exact info that you need, but the rest of the website looks really fishy. Like for example, like there's one page that sounds like it's almost like like scammy or something like that. A lot of people are not going to trust what they see on that website, because only one half of it is going to look like it has all the info you need, and the other half looks like it's set up to become like a scammer or something like that. And that's not going to help you with being able to promote your product. And most importantly, obviously you got a whole lot of subscribers that are following you through social media as well. Obviously you gotta promote through your social media as well, through videos as well as like pictures and all of that stuff. Because like let's say like if you're posting something on your social media about your particular product that you're marketing, however, you end up having a typo on that certain post, or if you post the wrong graphic or the video link on it, it's not working or stuff like that. It's very similar to an email. People are not gonna like that, and they're probably gonna unfollow you. Trust me, as a digital marketer myself, I know how important it is that I efficiently market that product on behalf of my organization without having any sort of those issues whatsoever. If you're making those mistakes on those particular emails or your website or any of those other means whatsoever, it's going to be very hard to efficiently market your campaign without making people look like that you're a complete mess. Trust me, it can kill a digital marketing campaign, but if you efficiently check to make sure everything looks right, it's going to work just fine. Finally, perhaps the biggest marketing mistake that you can make is you're not actually marketing the product. Like if every single commercial, you need to effectively market the product. Just having one commercial out there with a whole bunch of craziness that's happening around and only saving the product to the very end, hey, people are going to like the commercial, but it's not going to do anything in regards to getting sales on the product. You need to have that product as the main feature of that commercial. Otherwise, a lot of people are just not really going to recognize exactly what that product was. infomercials are really the best ways to be able to do that. I've seen a whole bunch of infomercials where the product is literally all they talk about. They talk about some of the benefits, talk about what it can do for you, and then talk about how you can get that product. Those infomercials are usually the best. And a whole lot of commercials as well, they do that same exact thing as well, but not all of them entirely. A whole lot of people, they'll have a lot of crazy ads, like for example, those Super Bowl ads where, there's a whole lot of crazy things that are happening, but they have that product there. And usually they would use that with all the craziness to try to get people more engaged or laugh at the commercial, but also realize that that product is still the main focus of that ad. And hopefully they'll go out and get that product. That's really the best I can say in regards to that. If you're going to efficiently market your organization, market the organization itself, market the product. Really the best way for you to be able to do that is if you are actually talking about the product in itself. You're talking about why it is a benefit or why it tastes so good. It's like a food or something like that. If you're not doing that and your ads and all your emails are focused on a whole bunch of other things that are around there as well, hey, you're not going to be able to sell. So market the product. Everybody that wants to really go out and see all of your events or try a certain product, they want to know about that particular product. Having all of those funny schemes and all those sketches that are in there are pretty fun, but you need to efficiently market the product. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard for you to be able to keep that following. Marketing is a very tough job. If you really want to get into marketing, you need to utilize all the tools needed to be able to market to your audience because the landscape is now changing. Everybody that wants to try a new product, they'll stay attached to it for one particular time, but once the next new product arrives, they're going to want to go and try that once. So obviously the main focus is to maintain that audience that may be interested in that particular product. And so obviously you need to be able to market efficiently. As long as you avoid making mistakes that I mentioned in this video, you're going to be able to do that efficiently and also expand your following in doing so. Because if you make any one of those mistakes that I just mentioned in this video, it's going to kill your marketing campaign. And not only are you going to lose money, you're also going to lose a lot of people, and more importantly, it's going to be very, very hard to be able to market your product. So make sure you market efficiently, because otherwise, within the next couple months or so, maybe even years, if you're not doing it carefully enough, you may have nobody to follow you, and as a result, you may end up being out of a job very soon. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. Comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's blogs, projects, or challenges, you name it. Leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you're having another great day. And as always, I hope to see you all again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.